Hi everyone, this is Emily Leapart here for Tailored Expressions, and in today's video I'm sharing the brand new Triple Slim Boho layering stencils. For those of you who instantly fell in love with the In the Garden Triple Slim layering stencil, you're in for a real treat. I love these graphic boho patterns, and since there's a coordinating die for one of the 3 stenciled panels, you'll never get bored. Let me start by showing you the 4 stencils. You can see the final results of the patterns when the stencils are stacked together like this. As with all stencils in the Create and Quad series, each stencil is labeled 1 through 4 so you know exactly which order to stencil in. The Mini Slim Half Dots cutting plate can be purchased as an add-on with the stencils, and it fits perfectly over one of the 3 panels, or it can be used on its own in so many ways. The new Boho Hellos stamp set includes 5 of the cutest sentiments, and of course there are matching dies that cut around all of the letters, which makes it ideal for adding to any card you make. My color palette for these cards includes Cupcake, Lollipop, Candy Corn, and Sprinkles. These stencils are sized so that you use a piece of cardstock sized at 5 3/4 inches by 9 3/4 inches. Then trim it in thirds at 3 1/4 inches for your final 3 panels when the stenciling is done. You can find pre-cut packs of cardstock in both Sugar Cube and Toffee at tailoredexpressions.com, or you can cut your own. I've actually cut my panel to the same size as the stencils, and I'll trim 1/4 inch off each of the 4 sides when I'm done. I'm using Lollipop ink with the first stencil, then I switch to Candy Corn ink for the second stencil. For the third stencil I use Sprinkles ink, and for the first 3 colors I'm using coordinating blender brushes. For the fourth stencil I use Cupcake ink and a pastel blender brush. I just love how beautiful the finished panels are. A few of my shapes are off because there was a bit of shifting, but that's okay. No one will ever know. Now I use my trimmer to cut 1/4 inch off all 4 sides. Then I cut it exactly 3 1/4 inches between panels, and I'm left with 3 perfect mini slim panels. Do you have a favorite at this point? Let me show you how the Mini Slim Half Dots cutting plate works with this one panel. You can use it to cut out these beautifully stenciled half circles, or you can use a die cut of this plate to place it on top of the panel, whether you place it on to match or use it turned 180 degrees for a different look. When I make the next 2 cards, I'm using the cutting plate with the coordinating cardstock for the ink colors. I've also die cut it from Sugar Cube, Oreo, and gold glitter cardstock for even more versatility. You can just imagine how many cards could be made with all these pieces. Right now I'm going to stamp all 5 of the sentiments from the Boho Hellos sentiment set. I'm doing this with Oreo ink on Sugar Cube cardstock. I love the way the coordinating dies cut around the letters perfectly. There's something so cute and satisfying about this font, and I love this combination of sentiments. For the first card I've attached the panel to a Lollipop card base, and I stack 2 layers of the sentiment die cut for a bit more dimension, but by avoiding foam tape I'm ensuring that these cards are easy to mail. For the second card I'm using one of the Mini Slim top fold card bases in Oreo. The sentiment treatment is the same. On the third card I use a Sprinkles card base and also stack the sentiment. You know how much I love added details and dimensions, but with these panels they're so special and really didn't need much else, not even drip drops. I love the boho patterns and the sentiments, so I just wanted them to shine on their own. They're so cute, aren't they? I can totally see myself making several gift sets in this exact combination. Normally I would finish my video here once the panels were complete, but since there's a coordinating die I wanted to share 2 more ideas for it. Here I'm using a Mini Slim top fold card base in Sugar Cube turned horizontally. I've cut the Mini Slim Half Dots cutting plate from Sugar Cube cardstock, and I'm using washi tape to hold it down as a guide. I place the sentiment where I want it so I know where to avoid adding the colored pieces. I started with a random color pattern and continued that on the second row, but then reversed it when I got to the third row. What I wanted was to leave circles on the base panel, but some of the glue got out and I wasn't able to cleanly remove the die cut plate. I ended up adding glue along the edges to make it permanent. Then I cut a second layer and glued this on top so the colored pieces would be even more recessed for a different look. I felt the original sentiment didn't stand out enough, so I decided to white heat emboss the same sentiment on Oreo cardstock. I cut a second layer from gold glitter cardstock and used glue dots to secure the 2 layers together as well as to the card. I wasn't so sure about this design when I started, but now I love it. My next card was made without any thought, and it's one of my favorites. This time, I cut my card base from candy corn cardstock, and since I knew what sentiment to use, I thought it would look best in the center. I didn't want to overthink it, so I just started with one of the half dots and began creating freely. I made a simple pattern and, with the help of a T-ruler, worked my way in toward the sentiment. After finishing my row of half dots, I die cut Cupcake, Lollipop, and Sprinkles cardstock using the 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch Easy Strips dies. Then I created a matching pattern along the bottom and top edges of the card, trimming off any overhanging pieces. To finish, I once again stacked the sentiment for a bit of dimension, and now my 5th card is done. It's so cute, isn't it? Here are all of the finished mini slim cards. It's definitely hard to choose a favorite here. Each one is so unique. If I was forced to choose, I'd have to say that it's a tie between You Are Amazing and Oh Happy Day. Which one is your favorite? I hope you enjoyed all the ideas presented in this video on how to use the new Triple Slim Boho layering stencil, mini slim half dots cutting plate, and boho hellos. I look forward to seeing what you create with these. You can find all of these products in the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.